Right, hello. So this is my technical demo for my tank game as it stands. So to start with, we have a menu to choose between the two tanks that are currently available in the game. One is a single turreted system and the other is a two sponson turreted system. Both of which draw from an ammo counter, which is my diegetic UI, as you can see just to the bottom right now. So as we fire, it takes shells away. As we can see, I'm using screen space versions of widgets in order to represent my loading bar. And as we can see, we have a nice red barrel. Now, said nice red barrel is linking to my managers. Missed that. So they link into my managers, which currently is in there to basically just tick the box, but all it does is link together a bridge and 3 of those red barrels throughout my level. So, the landing craft that we left earlier is mainly there to provide as an alternative to the player start, and what I can do is I can change that for multiple players, so I can easily implement starts and choices for multiplayer, split screen, that sort of thing. So currently, as far as weapons are concerned, I have a standard tank shell, I have a shotgun round, and then I have an airstrike marker. Now each of these have their own ballistic capabilities and characteristics, but for the moment we'll stick with the standard shell. So off in the distance we can see a second of the red markers. So what I can do is I can switch to cupola view. Now cupola view spawns a separate pawn on top of the turret, which then the player possesses and depossesses their tank for a time being. And what you can do is from here you can range find to a distant target. What we can then do is leave that and use that to judge where our shot needs to go. Now where all the guns and have their own ballistic capabilities again, it's a bit of a hit or miss system at the moment. But after a little bit of work, there we go, and get that second marker working. So one of the primary features is a terrain response system, which sets the player's height and angle depending on what the terrain underneath them is doing. Unfortunately, it can be a little bit jittery at times, which we've just seen, as it's basically line tracing from the four corners of the tank, combining the rotators of the two markers from the back impact locations to the front impact locations, and then combining those all together to effectively come up with the angle of rotation. So we've hit all 3 of the markers at the moment now, and this is just a quick point to show off my UI. So as we can see, we are a little bit low on ammunition. As standard, the tank holds 13 rounds of ammunition per ammo tray. The sponson tank has 1 ammo tray per gun, but the standard tank, the Strider, only has 1 ammo rack. But what we can do is we can open up the inventory and we can look through currently all the items we have in there. Currently have 2 shield cube stash items and 3 ammo ones. So we can use that, takes away from the total, and we can tab back by switching to our camera. There we go, and we can see that we've now got lovely fresh ammo. So as we continue on, we can see up ahead there is some text. That is actually the marker for the bridge. Now the bridge currently uses a separate manager and a specifically set reference by pipetting out the 3 target panels that we found, which were those red barrels we saw earlier, to then regenerate this bridge and avoid having to go the long way around, which is all the way around to the the kind of northern side of the map. As we can see, the response system gets us up the hill, and we can cross the lovely bridge that wasn't there earlier, which allows the player to progress through later levels. I plan to use this mainly as a kind of mission manager than anything, but at the moment just to tick the box. So that is all for that. A few last points to mention is that instead of using different turrets, I'm using different shells. So a standard shell would look like so. And then I'll quickly do a demo of the sponson tank as well. Now the camera on this is still not particularly happy with it, but it's a good demonstration of the sponson system. So as we can see that gun shield appear, Yeah, the Sponson tank has a lot lower muzzle velocity than the regular one to compensate for the fact that it has much more increased firepower by virtue of the two guns. One final point to mention is the airstrike marker, which fires off its own particle effect, and then after a few seconds a plane should swoop in, there we go, and drop a lovely big bomb on target. And that is about it. Thank you.